The final AKA drop just went live in Madden 24, and in today's video, I'm going to showcase how you can get a full free champion, as well as, more importantly, who you should pick. And to be honest with you, this decision is pretty difficult. There's a handful of really good cards at different positions that are going to fit different schemes. And it's kind of like at the end of the night, do you take the enthusiastic 6 who fits the program, or do you try for the 8 who's going to require some recruiting? Now, Solsos and family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this are having a wonderful start to your day, and without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so really quickly, how do you get this free AKA player? Let's start with the basics, fellas. Let's make sure you got the fundamentals before we move on to step number 2. Now, the way you get this free AKA player is very simple. Go to your solo challenges, go to the AKA challenges, and as you guys can see right here, with the final release of AKA in this game, we can now chug all the way down to tier number 29 to get these final AKA tokens. So to get this champion card for free, you gotta play through 87 solo challenges. I know that's a PHATT number. That's a fat number of solos to play through. I think it's worth it though, because realistically, we're going to be getting the best players in Madden, and we can pick any of them for free. If you've been playing through your solos throughout the year, it hasn't felt like much work. If right now you're at 0 challenges, you got a little bit of a grind to start, my boy. Okay, now once you go through, play your challenges, I'm going to get you guys to go on over to the sets right here. We're going to go on over to the AKA program, and boys, this is the set you got to do to get this full free champion pack, boys. It's going to be this one right here, the BND AKA champion token. I had a couple people DMing me, Swift, do I do this one for the hero? Do I do this one for the BND hero? No, those are going to give you lower overall versions of these cards. You want to do this one, the BND aka champion token exchange. And another question that a lot of people have been asking me is, Swift, should I save this pack? There is no reason to save this. This is the final release of AKA in Madden 24. There's nothing else coming out, so there's no reason to save this and wait for new players to come in the game, because there's no new cards coming in the game. Okay, now let's put these tokens in the set, let's complete this, and let's talk about who you should pick, because realistically, unlike protection, this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Yeah, there's different players that are going to fit for different teams and different schemes. Now, before we talk about that though, really quickly on the screen right here, we had a wonderful day yesterday on Underdog Fantasy. $750 in wins, boys. 2 wins on the main slate of Sunday action, giving us $600 and another $150 on the Sunday night football game. If you guys want to make some picks on the Monday night game tonight, it's Eagles and Chiefs, man. It's going to be an incredible game. And to be honest with you, making picks on the game does actually make it a little bit more fun to watch the games, I'm not going to lie. So if you want to check out the place where I made those picks I just showed you guys, it's called Underdog Fantasy. You can either click the link in the description or go on over to the App Store and download Underdog. And while you're signing up, put in the promo code SWIFT, that's SWIFT. That will match your first deposit up to $100, and it will give you a Patrick Mahomes 0.5 yards line for tonight. If Mahomes gets a yard, you win. So check it out. It's linked in the description. I will, of course, be tweeting my picks out over on Twitter. Let's see if we can get some more wins tonight. I'm hoping we can. Let's keep the streak alive. Let's get up to $1,000 in wins for the week. That would be incredible. Okay, now getting back on track, let's open up this BND player pack and let's talk about who you should pick, because realistically, I think there's 4 options to consider. Now, here are some kind of criteria you guys should know when it comes to making your select. Number 1, I would not recommend you guys pick a player who is less than 92 speed at a skill position. So wide receiver, cornerback, running back, any position like that. I would not recommend you pick a card who is under 92 speed, because realistically, those cards are going to get outdated much sooner than the cards that are 92 speed. We're getting a player who we can't sell off at any time. We're looking to get as much value as possible with this card on our team, because there's no value when you go to quick sell them. So we want a card who's going to last as a starter in our lineup for as long as possible. So anyone you see who's 91 speed or lower, I'm kind of ruling out. Justin Jefferson, Sauce Gardner, they're very good cards, but they're kind of ruled out. Now, number 2, another criteria that I'm looking at when it comes to making this selection is I'm not a fan of picking players at a position that once they get upgraded, they're done with. So see right here, if I picked like Kenneth Walker and then got another running back, Kenneth Walker would have 0 value. But say, for example, I picked like DRC right here. Well, DRC, if I picked up another corner in this game, DRC could slot down to my cornerback 2 or cornerback 3. So there's more value in picking a player like a corner, a wide receiver, even a pass rusher, who if you get another pass rusher, you can still use both players on the field at the same time. Okay, so let's talk about probably the 5 main cards people are considering in this game. I would say Kenneth Walker is an option. I would say Jimmy Smith is an option, DRC, Dan Marino, and Aaron Donald. Those are by far the 5 most popular options. Now, number 1, I'm going to rule out Dan Marino immediately, fellas. Like I said before, he kind of doesn't meet the criteria I talked about. If I got a new quarterback in this game, Dan Marino would have no value to me, and I'm going to have Michael Vick on my team soon. Also, this card is a pocket passer, yet he doesn't have Hot Route Master, and he doesn't have Set Feet Lead. Those are probably the 2 most important quarterback abilities for a guy who's immobile like Dan Marino. Yeah, this man is a statue in the pocket, and he doesn't have Hot Route Master. No, I'm passing that up. Unless EA changes that, this card shouldn't be picked. To buy Madden 24 coins for the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMO EXP by clicking the link link in the description and use promo code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Option number 2, Aaron Donald, a very, very good player item. Aaron Donald's got 88 speed, 90 acceleration. He's got 92 block shed, 92 power move, and 92 finesse move. Basically a perfect card. The only knock I have on this player is Aaron Donald is at a position of not super importance. I feel like pass rushers in this game, if you have a really good one, you don't notice them a ton. Like, I feel like my pass rushers aren't shedding super quickly. He's also a defensive tackle. Of course, you would probably play him as an edge rusher with that 88 speed, but I've already got Micah Parsons on one edge. I've already got Terry Tate on the other edge. Is he that much better than those players? Yeah, maybe he's a little bit better, but I don't think by a ton. Now, the other cards people are considering, Kenneth Walker, a 92 speed player. Again, he's got 92 speed. That is massive, but he's a running back. And running backs, like I said in this game, can get outdated really quickly. Kenneth Walker, I actually wouldn't really recommend him. I know he's got nice stats, right? Like 92 speed is awesome. 91 excel is very good, but he's got 0 value to me as a receiver, 70 catching. I'm going to rule out Kenneth Walker. Now, a couple other good options. Jimmy Smith right here. Don't get me wrong. A very, very good player item. He's 6'1", 92 speed, but look at this. I've already got Randy Moss right here, who's got 92 speed. I've already got Jamar Chase right here, who's very, very similar to this Jimmy Smith. I think Jimmy Smith is a good card for sure, but I just don't think he's that much better than any of the players that are currently on my team. Randy Moss is free. I'm assuming you guys got Randy Moss for free as well. You probably maybe have like DK, Jamar, some other receivers on your team, so I don't think Jimmy is that amazing just because he isn't that far and ahead above the competition. Now, DRC right here, I actually do think is a very, very solid option. He's got 92 speed. He is 6'2". He's very similar to like Night Train Lane, very similar to like Tariq Woolen, except he's got better coverage stats than both of those cards. He's got 92 man, 91 zone, very, very balanced. He is 6'2" as well, so the height is there, the acceleration, the agility, the jumping. This card's got nice stats. So to me personally, let's rank those 5 cards that are probably the top options for most people. At 5, I've got Dan Marino, just because he doesn't have very good abilities. If they changed, I'd rank him higher. At 4, I've got Kenneth Walker. Not a fan of picking a running back out of this pack. At 3, I've got Jimmy Smith, a good card, but I think there's better options. And here's the difficult question. Who do you rank first, Aaron Donald or DRC? Now, to me, this is really a toss-up. I'm not going to lie to you. DRC has a ton of long-term value on your team. He's got really, really good stats. And then when you compare him to this Aaron Donald card, Aaron Donald actually has that +1 overall, which does matter to some people. It actually matters subconsciously a little bit to me. But I feel like defensive tackles or even pass rushers in this game, you don't notice them as much as other positions. So that's kind of a knock on the player, even though it isn't really Aaron Donald's fault. But I'll say final verdict right here. For most teams in this game, if you're not like the top end in Madden, I would say DRC is probably the move for you. But if you have a top end team in this game, which I would consider mine close to be, right, like an 89 overall, then I might lean towards Aaron Donald. Again, it's really a tough decision. It's kind of up to you, but you can't go wrong with either two player. I think you would be going wrong if you picked anyone else other than those 2 cards. But again, my final verdict right here, I'll put DRC at 2 and Aaron Donald at 1, but it's very, very close. And if you have a lower overall team in this game, you don't already have Tariq Woolen for free, or maybe you missed that. You don't have Night Train Lane. You don't have one of those good corners in this game, then DRC is 100% the move for you. Like, if you don't have 2 very good corners in Madden right now, pick DRC. But otherwise, I mean, maybe Aaron Donald's the move. Okay, now for me personally, I'm going to follow my own advice. I've already got a higher overall team in this game. I got to go with Aaron Donald, although I will say DRC is so tempting. This is a difficult decision to make, bro. I'm going to follow my own advice. I've already got 2 good corners in this game. Like, I don't think DRC is necessarily that much better, or even better than Tariq Woolen, better than Night Train Lane. So we're going to take Aaron Donald right here. Oh man, do I regret it? I almost do, but I'm going to follow my own advice. It's a tough decision. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to scroll down and drop a like. Let me know by dropping a comment and telling me who you're picking. And if you want to check out Underdog Fantasy, it of course will be linked down below in the description. Until next time, boys, I'm out. Peace.